Welcome to this week's episode. On this episode, I'll be covering what looks like a night dive, but as you can see from the beginning, it's actually during the day. It was some sort of weird water quality issue. As I went down, it got darker and darker to the point where it was literally, as you can see here, it's pitch black. As I got down there, though, I try to let my eyes adjust and I try not to use my flashlight if possible. Of course, I will use it. There's times where I need to, but whenever I can, just shoot without my flashlight. That's basically the best course of action that I try to aim for when I do night dives or dark dives like this. After I got down here on this dive, though, you'll notice that there's a big fish kill on this wreck, from strawberry groupers to lionfish to eels. It's a very strange encounter. I haven't seen water quality like this to this exact shade or darkness per se in this video you'll see. It was a very strange experience. This whole day when I was out there, actually like a couple days I was out there, I was dealing with this kind of dark visibility, and it was just kind of hard to work with, as you can imagine, especially with it being during the daytime and still being this dark. I'm at 160 feet right now, which when you think about it, it's not that deep. It shouldn't be this dark. I go 250 feet and it can be beautiful. I can still see 100 foot of viz sometimes even at that depth. So this was a very unordinary thing. As I was down there though, you'll notice that I ended up looking through the whole wreck with my flashlight. And basically, when a fish is inside a structure, I can hunt them with a flashlight more because they feel safer. But if I shine my flashlight onto most fish, especially snappers, they will freak out as soon as the light hits them. As I said before, I try to shy away from doing this. You'll notice, though, as I look through the wreck, I don't see much. And then at the end, I try to let my eyes adjust more, and that's when I start actually hunting a little bit. So I hope you all enjoy the video. It's definitely out of the ordinary, but I have a couple night dives and dark dive videos that I want to put up here the next few weeks. Tune in and subscribe for more. As I made my descent, it just kept getting darker. As you can see, there's heavy sediment in the water. Normally when this happens, it gets pretty dark, but for only being 160 feet, this is one of the worst instances I've had to dive in when it comes to this depth. Luckily, the anchor is right by the wreck, so they made it a little bit easier, which sometimes when it's really bad viz like this, I gotta find my directions and bearing on a compass and find my way to and from my anchor. So that worked out in my favor. As I first viewed the wreck here, I could tell something was off. It's usually invertebrates hanging on the edges and vertebrates swimming around it. But it is really still, as you can see here. Some pelagics above, but no ornamentals. You can see this dead strawberry grouper was the first sign of a fish kill that I saw. There's a Goliath grouper in here, seems to be fine. There's a dead lionfish here. It's a little snapper that seems to be swimming around okay. There's another Goliath grouper back there. can see some of these almacos above the wreck. Seems like the pelagics are pretty unaffected by whatever this is. After swimming around the outside of the wreck, I decided to look back inside of it for a little bit. See if I can find a nice grouper or something. Sometimes you won't see much on here, and then there'll be like a nice black grouper hidden deep within it. But at this point, as you can see, it wasn't looking too healthy. Right here, you can see this dead Cuban hog and this dead eel, spotted moray. this point, I was hoping to at least find a lion's paw or spiny oyster or a vertical jig or something before I went up. So I found a jig right here, so that worked out. Take one last look back into the wreck here. Decide to shut the light off. Use the counter shading to see these pelagics a little bit. If you look closely, right about here, I take my first shot. Good solid shot. So let the fish fight itself. One thing about keeping the light off, your eyes will begin to adjust, so it'll help you out a lot. Best angle is trying to stay underneath the fish, like I said, with the counter shading. Kind of, you can use like whatever's left of the sunlight to see them. Now I'm just finishing this fish off like usual. Stringing the fish up. Getting all set. As I said, I try to turn the flashlight back on. It scares a lot of fish away. I can see decently well right now. Now I'm making my way further up towards the boat. Just gotta make sure I don't lose the anchor line nearby. Got a little bit more light to work with, if you notice. Now I've caused some commotion. It's pretty good for the species. Amberjacks, they tend to like that. I can tell they're around still, but I gotta call them in a little further. See the almacos, so I know they're nearby. Finally, the school shows up. Right here, I start aiming. I take the shot. and make sure not to let the fish get wrapped around this anchor line. It's running pretty hard, but it's not that big of an amberjack. Say it's a 25, maybe 30 pounds. But you gotta watch them because they will twist around, as you can see. I just had to put the gun underneath the line here. Make sure he doesn't take advantage of getting tangled. Then it won't let me get to my deco if that happens. It's a pain in the ass. You can start to see the fish now. Air bladder starts filling up as I'm ascending, working to my advantage. Gotta make sure I don't go too fast though, or I'll end up in the same way. You can see the shades of light coming back through the water now that I'm making it towards the surface. But also, you can see the current, which before on the bottom was kind of a dead zone, which was also strange about this dive. As soon as I got up here though, it started kicking off a little bit. I'm using my shooting line here to keep me in place despite the current. Usually works pretty well, especially when the fish is on their final stretch. Then they won't loop around as likely. Usually will swing back to you if the current. I'm almost at deco level at this point, so I get up a little further. After deco, I get these fish up to the boat.
Just the gun?
Good now. Turn the engine the other way. Other way. There you go. grab over there. No, not there. Oh, don't grab that. No, it's in this valve. Just grab it right here. Yeah. Or there. Nasty water down there. Holy shit. The fish kill too. Everything on the wreck's dead except for Jupiter. Just dead eels, dead little groupers. I don't know. Pitch black too. Yes, yeah. God, that's bad water. It's cool little AJs, but they're all this big, and I didn't even see them till the end.
Between these two AJs, ended up being about $120,
Bigger than I thought.
which, considering the dive, I'm just happy to have gotten something. So it's good to pay off my expenses through a dive that I thought wouldn't end up yielding anything. Really can't complain in the end, and it was an interesting experience as always. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Destination Now for helping piece this video together too. Go ahead and check them out. Their profile link is in the video description. Got another new night dive coming next week. Thank you guys again for watching.